In today's video, we are gonna discuss about the history of Delhi Sultanate. Delhi Sultanate was basically an empire which consisted of 5 dynasties. The first one was Slave Dynasty or Turkish Dynasty. The second one was Khilji Dynasty. The third one was Tughlaq Dynasty. The fourth was the Sayyid Dynasty. And the fifth was the Lodi Dynasty. So let us talk about this from very beginning. It was time of 1190s when India was ruled by great empires which were headed by great kings. For example, Rashtrakuta dynasty, Pala dynasty, Chahamana dynasty, Chalukya dynasty, Chera dynasty, Pandya dynasty, Chola dynasty, Gujjar Pratihara dynasty, Paramara dynasty and many more such dynasties included India. Due to inequality between them, there was a tripartite struggle in Kannauj, in which there was included Pala dynasty, Gujjar Pratihara dynasty, and Rashtrakuta dynasty. The Kannauj was the home of tripartite struggle in which all these three dynasties were eager to capture it. Now here the story has a twist because from present day Afghanistan there at that time ruled an empire which was named as Ghurid Empire. Ghurid Empire was headed by no one but Muhammad Ghori. Muhammad Ghori frontiered with the arms of Prithviraj Chauhan, who was the leader of Chahamana dynasty which was a part of Gujjar Pratihara dynasty. Their capital was at present-day Delhi. The arms of Muhammad Ghori and Prithviraj Chauhan met at the Taran. Taran is a place in Haryana. Taran witnessed two battles between these two persons. The first battle of Taran was held in 1192. In year of 1192, Prithviraj Chauhan fought with Muhammad Ghori. Here, Prithviraj Chauhan gave a devastating defeat to Muhammad Ghori, but he let him fled back to Afghanistan. But in 1193, Muhammad Ghori again frontiered with him at the same place in Taran in Haryana, but this time Muhammad Ghori defeated Prithviraj Chauhan, and this marked the start of Muslim rule in India. Muhammad Ghori had two slaves, namely Bakhtiar Khilji and Kutubuddin Aibak. Bakhtiar Khilji occupied the portion of present-day Bengal which was taken by Pala dynasty, and Kutubuddin Aibak took the place of Delhi after death of Muhammad Ghori. Kutubuddin Aibak was a slave of Muhammad Ghori, so the dynasty followed by Aibak was called Slave Dynasty. By the way, of Delhi Sultanate, this is an introduction part. This is part 1, and it is hoped that 5 to 6 more parts of this volume come also. So let us see about Slave Dynasty. Founder of Slave Dynasty was Kutubuddin Aibak. It is called Slave Dynasty or Turkish Dynasty because Kutubuddin Aibak was from Turkish accent. Slave Dynasty was founded by Kutubuddin Aibak, succeeded by his son-in-law and also his slave Iltutmish. Iltutmish let her daughter be the Sultana of Delhi, and her name was Razia Sultana. Razia Sultana also ruled Delhi, and she was one only female sultan. And last ruler of slave dynasty was Ghiyasuddin Balban, who was known for his extreme executions and mass conversion of religion. After slave dynasty came Khilji dynasty. Founder of Khilji, Jalaluddin Khilji, was after founding the Khilji dynasty was slain by his son Alauddin Khilji, who later made, made the dynasty longer. Khilji dynasty also came to an end. After Khilji dynasty came to an end, there came Tughlaq dynasty. Founder of Tughlaq dynasty was Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, succeeded by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. As you know, was also considered as was also considered as a genius king. Not a genius, but he shifted his capital from Delhi to Daulatabad or Devgiri in Maharashtra and came back to Delhi, which led to mass destruction in peoples. After Tughlaq came Sayyid, and after Sayyid came Lodi. Lodi dynasty was formed by Bahlul Lodi, and the end king of Lodi dynasty was Ibrahim Lodi. Ibrahim Lodi was an important emperor of Lodi dynasty because in year 1526 there was first battle